Hey guys, welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm RetroNemo, and what's the deal with Toy Story 4? The long-awaited, highly anticipated continuation of Pixar's most notable franchise seems to have been stuck in production limbo now for years. Originally announced back in 2014, Toy Story 4 planned an initial release of 2017, and now it's 2018, so where is it? Now I understand animation takes more than a long time, especially for theatrical releases, but this film keeps getting pushed back, and there's been a lot of drama around it actually. So today we're going to try and answer, where the heck is Toy Story 4? Let's start off by talking about the controversy surrounding just the concept of a fourth Toy Story. The original three were considered by most to be a perfect trilogy. In fact, Toy Story 3 was critically acclaimed and would have made an incredible ending to the series. It's hard for them to just make another one without it coming off as purely a cash grab, which even now still it seems like it is. I mean, if a series had such a perfect ending and was considered to be so great, what's the point of potentially soiling the franchise with another installment that could possibly be worse? It's not like the crew has much of a big story or plan or anything. It already had a great ending in Toy Story 3. They could have left it there and it would have been fine. So the only way this comes off is they want money. Now let's talk about the biggest reason why Toy Story 4 has had so many delays. It's rotated crew members heavily throughout its production so far, for many reasons. At the start of its run, the film was set to be directed by John Lasseter, but after everything that happened recently, specifically sexual misconduct accusations and much more, Lasseter stepped down. Now he's pretty much out of the company, a move I cannot believe took this long to make. So they got a new director, the talented Josh Cooley. There's not a doubt in my mind that the John Lasseter situation delayed this film. He was, for the most part, the face of Pixar in terms of creativity. He was the man on top. So his falling from grace, his 6-month sabbatical, and now his exiting of the company have all probably impacted production in some way. Even if he stepped down as director before all of this controversy started, this still had to have impacted Toy Story 4 a lot. But it gets worse. Rashida Jones and Stephanie McCormack were the screenwriters for the film originally, and then last November they left. People began wondering, is this because of John Lasseter? But Rashida explained, "We feel like we have been put in a position where we need to speak for ourselves. The breakneck speed at which journalists have been naming the next perpetrator renders some reporting irresponsible and, in fact, counterproductive for the people who do want to tell their stories. In this instance, the Hollywood Reporter does not speak for us. We did not leave Pixar because of unwanted advances. That is untrue. That said, we are happy to see people speaking out about behavior that made them uncomfortable. We parted ways because of creative and, more importantly, philosophical differences. There is so much talent at Pixar, and we remain enormous fans of their films. However, it is also a culture where women and people of color do not have an equal creative voice, as is demonstrated by the director demographics. Out of the 20 in the company's history, only one was co-directed by a woman, and only one was directed by a person of color. We encourage Pixar to be leaders in bolstering, hiring, and promoting more diverse and female storytellers and leaders. We hope we can encourage all those who have felt like their voices have not been heard in the past to feel empowered." Now, as empowering as this message is also incredibly vague. Cultural differences? These are all broad terms, not singling in on any specific thing or incident. In a way, this makes it a lot worse for Pixar, but it also seemed to raise more questions than it answered. But this definitely makes Pixar look way worse. I mean, after all the John Lasseter stuff that happened, 2 writers leave a project after complaints of not enough women and colored representation. As it turns out, Toy Story 4 is revealing a lot about the behind the scenes of the company, and it does not look good for Pixar. But hopefully with a new team, they'll shape things up and start fresh. Lasseter's gone, and according to the voice of Little Bo Peep, Anna Potts, regarding the script, they threw out 3/4 of it and rewrote. Usually it takes from start to finish 2 years, but because they threw most of it in the bin and started over, my time on the project has been extended a little bit. Done a lot of work on it. So I guess they're starting from scratch after all of this. I mean, throwing out 75% of a script is a great way to do that. Guess we'll just have to wait until 2019 to see if they can finally get this thing done. That's when it's slated to release. As I'm typing this, that could always change. Until then, make sure to check back into the Roundtable for more updates. But as always, guys, what do you think? Are you curious about Toy Story 4? Do you not care? Let us know in those comments down below. If you want to consider helping out the Roundtable, you can check out our Patreon, where you can get exclusive access to scripts and avatars, a shout out at the end of the video, like all these beautiful people here, and for a little bit more money, a shout out at the end of the month. As always, if you can't get enough of the Roundtable, follow us at Roundtable Vids with our Instagram and Facebook under the same name. Roundtable YT is our Snapchat, at RetroNemo is my Twitter, and make sure to give this video a like, share it if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the Roundtable. Hit that notification bell for some more great cartoon content like this. As always, guys, I'm RetroNemo. This is your daily dose of cartoon news, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.